Alright, today, so Songwriting Sunday. I know this is a couple days after Sunday, but still going to stick with Songwriting Sunday. I posted some other videos from the weekend with the band, so I'll be making the Songwriting Sunday up right now. Here we go. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about kind of basically staying organized with your songwriting and how I really like to stay organized. Right now, I haven't done this a lot. Lately, I kind of use my phone, but this is another great way that I still use as well, and it is an old-fashioned notebook. So what you need is a notebook. Any, notebook would do, the lines in it like this, and a pencil, mechanical pencil, anything with an eraser. I find best. I don't really like using a pen because when you're working on lyrics, working out your song arrangement, you're going to be changing things a lot. So you definitely want something that you can erase. The best thing. Basically, what I like to do is I like to number the pages. Obviously, I haven't really updated this one. This is an older one that I was maybe like 2 years ago or so. But first of all, the cover, I usually like to get a cover that I can draw on. This is just a black one. I like black covers, so kind of made an exception. Usually I like to get a cover I can draw on. Doesn't really matter if you don't like to draw, don't worry about it. Anyways, keep a label of what page, what songs are on. If they're not songs, write drawing what it is or song notes, whatever. Here, I'm trying to get back into drawing album covers, so I will, kind of categorize my songs every so often, like when I get 12 songs or so into an album, and this is what I was working on there. You see, these are all kind of notes and stuff for songs. They are songs, but not anyways. But here, the song's Nightmares, that'll be on my album. You can see this is what I like to do. Now these lyrics might not be right. Like I said, this is an older notebook. So at the top, I title it. If I have a riff and an intro, I will put that, and I'll make notes of what it is. And then I like to join. This is 4 lines. I like to connect and make note that this is my verse, and I like to organize, and label what is what the whole way down through the song. Now this will help you keep organized if you want to switch things around and move it. I just find it a lot more helpful to keep your songwriting organized. It's really, I think, the best thing you can do. It helps you not waste time. It just really helps you keep things organized and a steady flow in your work. Above each song lyric, I like to put the chord so I can remember. If there's like a section between verses, make notes. Now down here, if you're gonna repeat something and it's exactly the same, like this is chorus. The chorus up here is exactly the same as it is down here. So you don't need to rewrite everything out. You're kind of just wasting time. You can write it out if you want, but I find it just saves time and space, because look at this. This whole song takes up this whole page. And I guess if you wanted, you could write on this page and go into this page, but I've kind of gotten into I've always been in the habit of just using one page like this, unless I have to go into another page. So then, see down here, I make notes, like no last line, so the last line of the chorus isn't repeated. And, the outro. If I want to repeat something, I can do it like this here, or sometimes I'll put like a ×2 or whatever. But basically there is one. Stay organized. Here's another one, organized. Another one, organized.
All these are organized in here.
So this is a random note. This is, from years ago, but, this is when I was working on shirts. There was one shirt that I was looking at for buying $2 a shirt, and the ink was going to be about 10 cents. You can also, keep anything related to music or anything in these books. I don't like to put anything else in these books. It starts getting kind of confusing, but anything related to the music and your kind of creativity, put in these books. Drawings, anything like that, go in these books. If you're taking college classes or if you're making notes for something unrelated, don't use it. It's just going to get too complicated. You want to stay organized. See it. Like I said, you want to stay organized when you're writing your songs. You want to keep track of where your notes are at. If you're not using a notebook, if you're using like a voice memo, make a note on the title so that you know the lyrics that are in a song if you don't have a title for it yet. Another thing, I don't always do this, I forget sometimes, but date and time what you're working on. At least date it. If you lose track of time, that's fine. Date it. Say February 13th, 2019. So that's when you started writing something, or that's when you worked on something. It's always nice to keep track of something, even if you don't have, say worked on it from like noon to 3:45 or something. I like to do that sometimes, but sometimes it kind of just gets to be a hassle, or I'm not really keeping track of time. I just want to focus on writing. I'm not trying to be like, well, this is what time I stopped. See, anyways, back to the voice memo. You keep track of everything in there, and then you can add it to your iTunes. That's what I do. And then you can organize if you want to, say once you have 12 songs or 13 songs or however many, 9 songs that you think fit to what you want the album to be. Some people might not write a lot, so you might not have to worry about that, but I like to keep things kind of categorized. Fits in with that album. I might put it into a different section. Sometimes I'm not really worried about it. Sometimes, I'm just trying to keep songs categorized. That's just me. You don't have to do it. I like to stay organized. With my songwriting. I know it might not look like it sometimes. It might not look like it sometimes. With the computer, when I added them to my hard drive and added them back, some reason it didn't save everything, and so I have to it saved everything, but it didn't save everything how I had it organized, so I have to go back and redo that. It just saved the song titles and stuff, so that's kind of a little clutter. I have a bunch of notebooks. That's more of like what I used to do. Now, like I said, everything I do a note on my phone on the notes. It's not really as organized, but it's a lot quicker because I have my phone with me, so I can just put notes in there. I've looked into apps for songwriting, but I haven't really found anything that I really like or that I find as easy as just putting in notes or in a notebook. So that pretty much wraps it up. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully it helps you. Any ideas you have, just jot it down. You can even make a page, sometimes I do, with just phrases, interesting song ideas, anything that might not be a song but you want to use, and then just, make a note on the beginning saying song ideas. Anything could spark an idea. Some things might, you never know. I've had songs and, parts of songs or just ideas that, have been in my notebook or notes for years, and then I'm working on a song and it comes back to me, or I'm just kind of looking for things to fill in, and magically it works out, and then you're on your way to having a song when you otherwise could have been stuck looking for ideas. So I know some people are kind of against that. I've watched some songwriting things where people say, forget about your song, or if it's not a good idea, let it go. You don't have to save all your ideas and this and that. If it's good, it'll come back to you. That might work for some people. I don't like personally doing it. I feel like any idea is worth saving, and if it turns out to be good or not, that's another question. But keep ideas and notes. and keep them organized, because you'll never know when it will come in handy. So yes, hopefully this helps you. Hopefully you're enjoying these Songwriting Sundays. If you have any other questions or interest, if you want me to talk about any certain things, let me know. Otherwise, please like and subscribe. Follow me on social media, and have a good day. Thanks.